TikTok is honestly one of my favorite platforms literally ever, and I think it's so fun to use TikTok to find different conspiracy theories. You guys tag me in them all the time, and I really appreciate it because there's just so much information out there. I'm not gonna lie. But these are some of the darkest conspiracy theories that are trending on TikTok. But before we get into the conspiracy theories, I want to thank Kitsch for sponsoring today's video. I love Kitsch. I think they're such a cool brand, and honestly, I'm obsessed with anything hair care. The thing I've been using from Kitsch is the rice water protein shampoo and conditioner bars. I love these things. So the shampoo and conditioner bars help regenerate hair growth. Protein helps strengthen the hair, reducing breakage, and just overall improves your hair's texture. And it also helps rebalance overly moisturized hair, because that can actually also be a problem that you have. So that's cool overall too. And I've wanted for so long to try rice water as a tool to help my hair growth and just hair health in general. It's been so nice to be able to use it in such an efficient and easy way, because I don't want to make rice water. Sorry. Kitsch overall has really great products. I'm honestly obsessed with the hair perfume as well. This stuff lasts all day and it just smells amazing, and it's healthy for your hair. Here for it. But you guys seriously need to check these out. I swear the reducing of breakage and just strengthening of my hair, it's insane. It feels so much stronger. I'm obsessed with the little shower caddy, because I usually hate soap bars because they get all gross, but with this specific shower caddy, you could see it has those drainage points and it just stays clean in the shower. It's super great. So definitely go check them out. And if you want to check out the rice shampoo and conditioner bars, they're actually under $11 each with my discount, or under $21 for the set. So definitely go check them out. You can use my code Michelle P, or scan this QR code, or click the link in the description below. Kitsch also ships in the US and internationally to over 90 countries, so definitely go check them out. And you can save 25% off using my codes. But thank you again, Kitsch, for sponsoring this video. I've genuinely been obsessed with all the products. Okay. This one I don't like. I don't like it at all. It's basically these shoes from the dark web. So there's kind of a lot of different theories as to what this is about, really. But basically this person on TikTok found these shoes for sale that are like covered in blood, have names and ages, kind of like giving the Wayfair conspiracy theory. A lot of people think that there's some creepy like EMT worker who steals different shoes from victims at crime scenes and then sells them on the internet. So there's one guy on TikTok who decided to buy the shoes, and honestly, I'm just hoping that this is a hoax, because this shit is creepy as hell.
If you guys thought this series was over, you are dead wrong, because it's far from over. Let's do a quick recap in case you've forgotten. A creator named Shiloh purchased some shoes from the dark web, but they're not just any shoes. They are blood-stained boots that come from a website where the shoes are listed by name and age. He ordered them to be delivered to his P.O. box to see what would show up. When he got the package, he was surprised to see that they were actually the boots he had ordered, but inside one of the boots he found a VHS tape. The VHS tape was from someone calling themselves the Shoe Man, and while there was no obvious incriminating evidence on the tape, it was still creepy and full of bizarre subliminal messages. But there were also what Shiloh calls submission slots. He explains that the submission slots are basically blank spots on the tape that are supposed to be added to by the people renting the boots. And he said that what it seems like is that you're supposed to harm someone wearing the boots, film it, and then add it to the tape. And if you don't fulfill the submission slot with your name on it, you get added to the tape instead, if you catch my drift. Then, Shiloh found a GPS tracker inside of the sole of the boot. Inside of the GPS tracker was a SIM card. So he went out and bought a burner phone to put the SIM card into. Using the SIM card, he was able to see a phone number that the tracker was trying to send his location to. And Shiloh believed that that phone number belonged to whoever is calling themselves the Shoe Man. So he called the number and left a voicemail, and then sent multiple text messages to them. A couple days later, he gets a response. The person texting back says that he knows who Shiloh is and that he's seen his videos. But then he says he's not the Shoe Man, he's someone named Dante. Now, this name sounds familiar to Shiloh because one of the submission slots on the tape was named for Dante. And Dante tells Shiloh that he had the shoes before him, he's the one who put the tracker inside to try and find out who the Shoe Man is. Dante also explicitly tells Shiloh not to trust the Shoe Man, but Shiloh doesn't even know that he can trust this Dante character himself. And then, Shiloh checks his P.O. box to see that he received a package he didn't order. Inside is another pair of blood-soaked boots that are still damp to the touch, and that's where we're left off for now.
I seriously don't know why this person would even put themselves in the situation to buy these shoes from the dark web. I don't like it. I don't love it. I'm not gonna lie. It's really fucking creepy. And I don't know if this whole like shoe guy conspiracy theory is like the truth behind it. I don't know if this is the guy who's behind it all. I just know that there is definitely something weird going on here. I'm hoping again that it's kind of a hoax, because something about it is just really unsettling. Obviously, it's pretty abnormal and very, very dark. Something is going on here for sure, and I just need to know what you guys think about it. All right, the next TikTok we're going to talk about is a conspiracy theory that has been ruining my life probably for the last 15 years or so, and it is the 7-minute theory. This is a theory that I heard as a child, and it completely changed the trajectory of my life, and it just like is always low-key in the back of my mind. Just because if this is true, then you're dead. By the way. So basically the basis of this theory is that after we die, our brain activity goes on for about 7 minutes. And during this brain activity, it's theorized that it feels like a dream, which can feel like many, many years, possibly an entire lifetime. So basically the theory is that when you die, these 7 minutes are spent reliving your life, but those 7 minutes can feel like an entire lifetime. So the theory is that you're already dead and you're currently in those 7 minutes, just remembering your life after it's already over. I hate that. I hate it so much. This has definitely been something that I have been thinking about constantly for years. Like, for years, it's always something that pops up in the back of my head. I'm like, well, what if we're already dead? And what if that? There's no actual way to disprove this theory, so that's why it's so damn creepy. I hate it. I think I remember seeing this on Tumblr, like, literally as a child, and I just was stressed from there. Because you really can't disprove it. There's no proof that it's not real. It just freaks me the fuck out. I don't like it. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you think this is true? I've just decided overall to ignore it, because, like, if it is true, it's not like there's anything we could do about it, because then we would already be dead. Okay, this next TikTok absolutely proves that there is a glitch in the Matrix. So this girl got a return to sender letter to someone that was from her, but a letter that she never sent before. You just have to watch her explain it, because it's terrifying.
I got a letter in the mail today. It's marked return to sender, and there is a lady's name that I've never met and don't know who it is in the for spot, and then my full name and full correct address in the return spot. So it was returned to me. Has a stamp and everything. On the back of the card, when it was sealed, it said, "To my dear friend," and it had little hearts on it. Super cute. So I opened it. It was a homemade card for Tina. It is marked from me. And then probably the most unsettling part is that it says new number. And this that my finger is covering is my real cell phone number. I did not make this card. I do not know who Tina is. This is not my handwriting.
The way this had her phone number and her full name, like, it would... If this happened to me, I would crash the fuck out. There would be no coming back from that. I would never think normally again, because what the hell do you mean? As she says in the TikTok, she's wondering if this is some sort of like glitch in the Matrix. Her husband thinks it's like a scam of sorts, but like, I just don't know what the scam would be exactly, so that doesn't really make sense. I feel like it could be a prank. I honestly think I would like beg my friends to tell me that they were pranking me, because I would lose my marbles. Like, I would lose my mind. I would be so sketched out. Not only does this person have your address, your phone number, or is it yourself? There's also a lot of conspiracy theories in the comments, which genuinely freak me out a lot, because people are saying that this stuff happens if you have carbon monoxide poisoning, which I also don't like, because they're saying that you can hallucinate these things and not remember it at all. I don't love that, because then how do I know that I'm not carbon monoxide poisoned? How do I know? And I really dislike that. I really disliked that. Like, every part of this TikTok, I disliked. The only thing that makes me feel slightly better about the carbon monoxide poisoning theory of it all is that she lives with her husband, so like, I would assume that she would have some weird behaviors, like that she can't control when they come out if she was like hallucinating and such. And I think he would probably notice that. I don't know. I was going to say someone explained to me how carbon monoxide poisoning could be the answer to this, but also I kind of don't want to know. There's a ton of TikToks going viral on this topic right now, but there is something seriously wrong with Justin Bieber. I am very concerned for his well-being overall, but there are a lot of theories as to why he's acting the way that he is. Personally, I unfortunately just think he's on drugs. I just don't see any other answer really making sense. Some people think he joined a cult. That's a very common conspiracy theory, and apparently some of his close friends have claimed that he joined a cult and that's why he's acting the way that he is. I just feel like it's sad either way. There's definitely something not right there. The P. Diddy trial maybe sparked up these negative emotions within Justin because a lot of people think that he was a victim of P. Diddy, which would make sense because he literally had a 48-hour camp with P. Diddy. He was literally 15 at the time. Obviously, now knowing what we know, that's fucking weird. That's weird that happened. And even if you take that out of it and just say that didn't happen and we just know all that we know about Justin, he obviously has a lot of childhood trauma. Growing up with that much fame around you is definitely going to affect your mental. There's just no way around it. Either way, it's extremely sad, and I hope that he is okay because it's just heartbreaking to watch that. Alright, the next TikTok I want to talk about, honestly, I couldn't believe I was watching this video as it was happening, but it's basically a long-running conspiracy theory that there are certain music waves to manipulate or brainwash people. But it's just so funny because we're watching Raven-Symoné, her wife, and Frankie Jonas dive into this theory. And honestly, it's nuts.
So music used to be tuned to 432.
We talk about hurts all the time. Please don't hurt me.
We're going deep, baby.
Don't talk about it!
Because we literally, yeah.
The Nazis,
Yeah.
for their propaganda programs, tuned it to 440 because it was more applicable to, I forget the exact wording, but it made your brain more susceptible to iconography or to
brainwashing,
propaganda, brainwashing, manipulation,
suggestion. I think is the word I was looking for. And so now we tune all our music to 440 because of that.
It's also a little bit irritating to the body.
Yeah.
And
intentionally so.
Intentionally so.
Yeah.
I was in the studio a long time ago, and I was like, I would like to tune all my stuff to, what's the right number?
432.
432. And they're like, oh, we can't. It would take too many dials and stuff.
Yeah.
And it would all sound out of tune to people.
Yeah.
But that is
Interesting.
real.
Well, because actually, I know that does make sense now, because you can't tune, you can't melodyne to 432.
You cannot.
can't do that. You can't auto-tune to
You have
432.
you have to sing the whole song,
Yeah.
and then change it, and then change each thing into it.
Yeah.
Which is I can't.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's strange. It's
further
very strange.
proof of the manipulation. We often talk about how we think we're so free.
We're not free.
And we're not. We're very controlled.
So basically the 432 hertz versus 440 hertz has been around for a long time, this theory. 432 is basically a frequency that's believed to be more in tune with natural vibrations of the universe. It's more harmonious with the human body and Earth itself. A lot of people will tell you to listen to 432 frequencies if you have a lot of anxiety or you just want to manifest, whatever the case may be. It kind of just calms the listener, promotes healing, and enhances the emotional well-being overall. And the 440 hertz is the modern standard for tuning music, just known to cause stress and anxiety, and it's also used to mind control and promote propaganda, which is terrifying. So the reason that this is a theory is because it goes back to Nazi Germany, because they were responsible for the widespread adoption of the 440 hertz as the standard tuning of music, and it's claimed that the Nazis used this frequency to have a subconscious mind-altering effect, making people more susceptible to manipulation and mind control. So again, it makes you wonder, why are we still using this music tuning? It doesn't sound as nice, isn't as calming, induces stress, and also can be used to literally manipulate people. I don't like that. I don't like that. Is the reason that we're still using this music tune to this day to brainwash the masses. It's just kind of an intriguing conspiracy theory overall, and to hear actual musicians talking about it in the way that they did, was sketch. Like, I don't know. I just feel like Raven has definitely seen a lot in the industry. So it's interesting to hear her take on it. And it's kind of scary. All right, the next TikTok I saw is all about how all these Ivy League schools have really dark secret societies that could be even darker than they seem. So honestly, ever since that one episode of Zoe 101 where it's like you got tapped into like the Silver Hammer Society, whatever the fuck it was, I have been scared and sketched out by secret societies for the long, like, I don't like it. But basically at these Ivy League schools, there are a lot of different little secret societies that have been going on for hundreds of years, like literally forever. And a lot of people wonder if they are involved with some darker conspiracy. So for one, Skull and Bones is one of the most popular ones, or like famous ones, I guess, at Yale University. There are a lot of well-known people who have been a part of this secret society. It was founded in 1832, which is just whack to even think about. It has like a very elite membership, including George Bush and his father. The list goes on and on about different political figures who were involved with this secret society. Skull and Bones in particular, people believe are linked to different conspiracy theories suggesting that this secret society kind of controls global events. The most famous theory is that the society pulls the strings of different political decisions, like by its elite members, like 9/11, the Iraq War, there's other things in general revolving around politics and warfare. It's known around campus that this secret society has really weird rituals and initiations, and I just don't like that. I don't. Speaking of the government, I feel like one of the most popular, like, trending TikToks and conspiracy theories in general in the world right now is definitely Jeffrey Epstein, the Jeffrey Epstein files. I just don't understand how people are believing that Jeffrey Epstein took his own life. This makes me so mad, and I don't understand, because Trump literally ran his campaign on being like, we are going to get the answers to the Epstein files. We are going to see that list and we are going to expose all of the truth, blah, 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 like whatever. He kept yapping about it. And now he's just like, why are we still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? Like, he's not relevant. There was no list. What do you mean there was no list? There obviously was. Like, obviously. I don't know how people even assume that that's not true, because obviously Jeffrey Epstein wasn't working alone. There's no possible way that that was happening. Genuinely, I just can't believe how plainly the government is lying about this, allegedly. And then Elon Musk tweeting that it's because Trump is in the files is why they were never released. And then that makes people be like, well, then why didn't the Biden administration release the files? Because you would think that the Biden administration would want to expose Trump for that. Riddle me this, I feel like everyone's involved. Like, I mean, not specifically like Joe Biden, but like, I think regardless of political party, there are people in the government that were involved in this, and it's just darker than you would think. I don't know, but like, it just, the fact that they're acting like there was no files is crazy to me. Clearly Trump and Epstein were friends. I don't know why people are acting like they weren't. There's just sketchiness in the government as a whole, and I feel like obviously that's true. Maybe. Allegedly. I don't know. I don't like it. Speaking of presidents, let's talk about the theory about the connections between JFK and Abraham Lincoln. There are honestly so many coincidences between JFK and Lincoln. It's actually nuts, and I just feel like it proves life is a simulation. They were both elected to Congress exactly 100 years apart. 1846 for Lincoln and 1946 for Kennedy. Then they were both elected for president 100 years apart. 1860 for Lincoln, 1960 for Kennedy. Both assassins were known by 3 names with 15 letters, John Wilkes Booth and Lee Harvey Oswald. John Wilkes Booth killed Abraham Lincoln, of course, in the Ford Theater, and then ran from the theater to the warehouse, whereas Lee Harvey Oswald ran from the warehouse and was caught in a theater after killing JFK. They were both shot on a Friday in the presence of their wives. Abraham Lincoln was shot in a Ford Theater, and Kennedy was shot in a Lincoln car made by Ford. I mean, the coincidences are just like insane. I don't really believe in coincidences that often, and this is definitely not an exception. Like, there is something strange here for sure happening. I don't like it. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on this though, because I feel like it kind of proves the theory that life is a simulation, which is something I've been thinking about a lot. And I also think the Mandela effect is like this as well, and kind of a lot of other theories kind of coincide with this whole overall concept that life is a simulation. Doesn't it make sense to just like slightly change something? Like, it's just easy to copy and paste the things that happened to Lincoln to another president in the future 100 years later, and people are like, people won't notice this. And it's just like a part of the game. I know that sounds fucking nuts, but I just do believe that life is a simulation. Alright, the next TikTok I saw, I honestly loved. And it's basically the theory that the Vampire Diaries is based on a true story.
Okay, so y'all, I saw this post that basically says that the Vampire Diaries is actually based on a true story. And it reminded me of the time my boyfriend broke up with me, so I booked a flight to Spain. And I met this girl. So, I arrived in the beautiful city of Malaga, walking around, romanticizing my depression. And I decided to go to a tapa bar, to get drunk of course. And I meet this girl named Sophia. Now, Sophia was really cool. She was like from a village in Eastern Europe or something like that, and one thing leads to another, and we start having really weird conversations. So she's into like astrology, and we're talking about reincarnation and like woo-woo stuff like that, and out of nowhere, she's like, my grandma thinks that vampires are real. And I'm like, tell me everything. And she tells me a story about this man in her hometown who apparently lives in like this really old house. And he's lived there since her grandma was a kid, and he's never aged. Sophia said that apparently this guy looks like he was about 40 years old, but Sophia's grandmother said that he had looked 40 years old since she was Sophia's age. Now at this point, we're getting pretty drunk, and Sophia is like, yeah, I met him. And the weirdest thing happened. She said she shook his hand one time and she felt like all of the energy literally left her body. So she went home and told her grandma, and basically her grandma told her that he is a vampire, stay away from him, and vampires that suck on blood aren't real, but the vampires who feed on your energy are. So I drunkenly stumble back to my Airbnb and I cannot get this story out of my head. So what do? I do what I do best. I start doing research. And my research led me to this guy, Count of Saint Germain. This man is fucking weird. Let's talk about it. So as you can see, this is a real person. He is a European aristocrat. He was a diplomat, a composer, an alchemist, you name it. But here's the kicker. People would meet him like decades apart from each other and he never aged. Some people say that he even lived over a century and he never changed. His energy, his looks, nothing ever changed. So they got me thinking, is the random man in Sophia's village and this guy connected? Do they like know the same secrets? I don't know. I did more research. And I found out what this guy and the guy that Sophia told me about might have tapped into. So I fell into this rabbit hole of real life psychic vampires. And basically, these vampires feed on what could be called many different things. Energy, prana, chai, sorry. And they draw this energy from crowds, from sex, from emotion. And in a sense, they develop this cheap kind of energy that doesn't require sleep or food, or calories. They just take it from others. Real life energy vampires. And I found out that vampires throughout the centuries are actually more aligned with this version than the ones that like suck your blood.
So I love this theory, but I also kind of hate it because I actually 100% believe in energy vampires. I've been saying that for a really long time. I mean, I wasn't kind of literal with the term vampire. I just think that there are, like, when you're an empathetic person, there are people who will take advantage of that energy and just literally suck all the energy out of you. And I've just always called those kind of people energy vampires, like narcissist vibes. But could it be true that they're actually vampires and instead of feeding on blood, they feed on people's energies? And if it's real, then Klaus Michelson? I thought this theory was kind of interesting, and I think that there have been a lot of conspiracy theories on TikTok lately in general regarding vampires, and I don't know, I kind of hope that they're real. Sorry. That they're probably like scary and bad, but I just picture the Salvatore brothers when I think of it. Anyway, that is it for today's video. If you guys liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of these TikToks, and if you have any other TikTok conspiracy theories that you've been seeing lately, let us know in the comments below. But that is it. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram, and subscribe for new videos every week, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.